Totally. Total bag touch.
Yeah, but it's not Dropkick Murphy, so don't sue us.
Yeah, don't
over
sue
this.
us. We don't have any money anyways.
Yeah, we don't have any money. We're not making any money on this venture yet. Pete only pays us in barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
But why I'm playing this, the Red Sox are kicking ass.
You think they're going to win?
I think they're going to win. They're in the championship round.
Right, against the Astros?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
3 grand slams in 2 days. Never
Holy
been happened
smokes.
before. They're playing again tonight. Game 4 is tonight going on. And we'll figure out who wins after. You know, but it'll be so cool if they win because you and I are going to be going to Boston next March.
Hell
For
yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, seeing Dropkick Murphys in Boston.
Yeah. I've always wanted, it's a bucket list item. Check that one out.
You know, this is way too close to shipping up to Boston. I think it must be a cover of it.
Maybe. Right? Again, it is not.
It is not the Dropkick Murphys. Don't sue us. All right, enough of that bullshit.
We have guests today.
We have guests. One's running late. Tricky should be in here walking in any minute, but we got Aaron fresh back from the Mississippi River.
Hello, here. Weird adventures to talk about, but let them talk about their things.
Yeah, and we got first-time guest Leah Burkhart.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, no, we've been trying to arrange this for a little
A
while.
little bit.
On it. It's a tough. We're trying to get everybody on the same page, on the same schedule. But the reason I had you on, because there's a couple subjects we're going to get to in a little bit, about Gabby Petito and the Britney Spears stuff, and what's his face? Brian Laundrie.
Yeah, that
asshole.
dude.
That douche.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Murdering douche.
Crocodile food.
Just to touch base on a couple things from last week, the Dave Chappelle controversy still goes on.
Still?
They're still trying to cancel him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's getting heated, but Netflix isn't giving up.
He's a comedian. Like, maybe comedy is not.
But on that note, you know how it's usually one side that's all about the cancel culture? You know, but this week, Ben & Jerry's comes out with new ice cream. Colin Kaepernick changed the world. We had a little bit before the podcast to try it.
We sampled it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a non-dairy one.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of their non-dairy ice creams.
But
They're pretty good.
if you look at their social media pages, everybody's like, I am never buying Ben & Jerry's again. Never. Never again.
Wait a second. They don't know that Ben & Jerry's are total liberals.
Well,
they're like from Vermont.
Yeah.
And they
Of course, the
love
greatest
Bernie
state.
Sanders as much as I do.
But they... The last time, what was the last time that they came out with a statement? It was around the George Floyd time, right? That they came out with some kind of statement about George Floyd, and everybody was like, I am never eating Ben & Jerry's again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never purchasing that product, but now this is the next time.
They're still not watching football, don't you know?
Oh,
Right.
well, until
They're all back
the
into
Super
football
Bowl.
again.
I mean,
I watched
yeah.
my first football game today, and I was like,
Ever?
it was like 14 minutes of it, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Today.
I know. Today's Tuesday, though. What do you want?
Well, apparently Cardinals are
like a recap.
undefeated. It was like a recap and whatnot, and I'm like, people are still watching this stuff.
I think the Cardinals are like number 1, maybe.
I don't
Yeah, well, they're
sport.
6-0.
I don't either. I'm just like,
I do.
Football?
no, it was in Arizona.
Those sacks.
It was baseball. It was baseball that people are like, yeah, we kind of need to care about for a second, but don't.
So, yeah, Ben & Jerry's. They want to cancel Ben & Jerry's. It's funny how they want to cancel everything that they don't like.
Then just don't buy their ice cream if you don't like it. There's plenty of other people who will buy it.
But you must announce and tell everyone about your hatred for X.
They have to proclaim
Everyone
it.
needs to know.
You've had those kind of customers in your store, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. So I come from corporate retail. like mall stores serving mostly teenage girls. So I've seen it all. But 2 or 3 Thanksgivings ago, you guys know Black Friday, right? In the retail world. Well, in small business, you don't, I mean, you're busy, but you don't have like the crazy.
Right.
Long story short, I had a woman buy a guitar for her husband a few days prior, and it was Black Friday, and it was busy, but it was a normal day. It was still just me working. Dude wanted to return the guitar, got mad that I wouldn't let him return the guitar, and proceeded to smash said guitar all over the front sidewalk.
What
in
a
front
dick.
of my store. Yeah.
What a dick. Like,
Yikes.
So
did you call the cops on him?
No, I was just like, well, now you don't have your money or your guitar. Have a great day.
People are weird.
So people are weird. They just, they go from 0 to 60 if they don't get their way.
Hey, that would be a good time to plug your business.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Located in Kingman, Arizona.
Located in Kingman. I own and operate a little shop called Gracie's Vintage in downtown Kingman on 4th Street. Just like it sounds, vintage, little bit of everything, kind of funky and different. I always like to say, like, it's not your grandma's antique store. A little bit of a younger demographic. Really anything you can think of, furniture, clothing, knickknacks, jewelry, vinyl. I do a lot of metal and punk and band tees and just all kinds of funky stuff. So come check it out. I am open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 6. And of course I have all the social medias, and it's just Gracie's Vintage. So you can check it out.
And what's your TikTok?
My TikTok is Gracie's Vintage.
It's one of the cooler stores in Kingman. I like it. I bought quite a few things.
You bought a lot
there.
of things. Yeah. And I actually have been doing it full time for 6 years. And as my only job, I had a part-time job as well for a minute for, I think, just over 5. Actually, I think Halloween weekend will be 5. And I have won Best Antique Store 6 years in a row.
Yay!
So hopefully this coming winter, we'll get it one more time.
Where do you come up with the t-shirts? Because you come up with some cool vintage rock shirts.
Everywhere, really. Mostly I source locally. I don't really travel a lot because I am pretty much the only employee, so I'm really tied to the store. But I feel like I pay fair and I do a good business, so most of it comes to me. Word gets around, and people come in with things to sell, and old metalheads and deadheads and biker babes.
Is there like an online community for that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge right now, the t-shirt. You can get more for the right t-shirt than an entire 1700s bedroom set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The right t-shirt.
I wish, because back in the 80s, late 80s, I was going to all the hair metal shows, and I'd buy the t-shirts, and I just got rid of them, and I wish I could have kept those.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, because people skateboarded in them and thrashed in the pits and threw them away and wore them and washed and dried, and they're not out there.
We won't be talking about pits. I'm still sore from 2 weeks ago.
Where'd you go?
Aftershock up in Sacramento.
Yes. Talk about where you went.
Oh my God. I got cut. No, I got, of all the bands, there were a lot of heavy bands, but Volbeat of all bands, they decided to get thrashed in the pit for that one. So going back to cancel culture for a minute, did you hear about Superman this week? And why I cancel Superman?
No.
Okay.
I'm in the dark
so
on this one.
Apparently, Clark Kent had a son named John. Okay? And John, the new Superman, is bisexual. Okay?
John.
Ruh-roh, conservatives are not like that.
So, and they also, let me get this straight. I did take notes on this part. They also changed it from Truth, Justice, and the American Way. And they changed the new motto to Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow. Which you can imagine what one side, the outrage. We can't have a bisexual Superman that's anti-American. What's this world coming to?
Oy.
Again, cancel culture, and the people that cry cancel culture are the ones that like, I am never reading a DC comic again.
I like how we all have a southern accent when we cancel culture.
Oh, I know. Like, that's so mean, right?
That's terrible. We're going to get canceled.
Right? Oh, I had no idea that that Superman was American. I thought he was from a different
He was an illegal alien.
Wasn't he? I don't know. I'm going to probably sound like an idiot, but...
No, you're right.
No, he was.
On this, but the whole origin of Superman is he is
From Kryptonite.
he's
Krypton.
coming here
Right.
as an illegal alien landing in a place
In like Iowa of all places.
Better future.
to
He
fight
came here for a better life.
evil billionaires. Like,
He lands in a cornfield in the middle of the Midwest. You know, and a farmer takes him in.
Yeah. So these people who are all
No wonder his son
need to
turned
get
out
their stories
bisexual.
straight.
Yeah. He's an illegal immigrant and everything.
There's nothing to do.
Taking my job, that Superman.
Yeah, why?
saving things and stuff.
I know.
Yeah, was it the Daily Planet? Is that who he wrote for?
Yes.
Yeah. Clark Kent.
Right. Yeah, he was the writer. Yeah, because Peter Parker was the photographer.
And Lois Lane.
Well, Lois Lane
Didn't
was
she
an
work there
investigative
too?
reporter.
Yeah.
She was his girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, and probably married Clark so he wouldn't get deported.
Yeah, to keep his status.
Tricky just walked in. How you
Hi,
doing?
Tricky.
I'm here.
You're here.
You look hot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like your hair. You changed it to pink.
Yeah. It's full, too. I have a full head of head for the first time since 2014.
Oh, awesome.
Both sides.
Oh.
What?
Awesome.
Not a side shaving.
Is that like the post-breakup
Wow.
hair?
I don't know. I was planning on putting braids on this side to grow out because I didn't know how to grow out the side shave. I've been like, it gets to a certain stage and I'm like, I can't do it no more. And
That's horrible.
Yeah. And I was like, I didn't
It's
want
like
to go
bangs.
that short. I mean, even though my head's okay, like I look okay with rags or beanies, so I could have probably rocked a baldy. But his mom braided my hair for the first time.
Oh.
She was like, I want to braid your hair the first time I met her. And then I just kept putting braids on because it's so easy.
Oh, cool.
It's so easy. Like my hair's that.
How is that going? If you can say, don't want to say.
The breakup?
No, you know the breakup. You doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
skip it.
surviving.
Yeah. It's rough.
One
It's
day
been-
at a time.
It's been what's today? The 19th?
Yeah.
The longest
yeah.
fucking breakup of my life. Like that, we're going on like 3 weeks of like broke up. Not who fucking knows, but yeah, broke up.
I guess that's where ghosting comes in better. Like I did. I just ends. Like, hey, wonder what happened there.
That's rough too.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Kind of like a turning time out if I start taking pictures. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to ask.
Well, like,
Come on.
We don't care.
You've been here before.
I know I've been here
It
before.
probably would have been better if you just
It's
caught
kind of
us
the
off
goal
guard
is to like
anyway.
take pictures of this. And
Currently,
It's
I'm
more
on,
casual.
I'm on block. Like we've only been communicating by email, which is fucking weird.
Email. Who does that?
It's fucking weird.
Oh God.
And I know it's just power.
Have you
I
been?
know it's just a power move.
Have you
Like,
been?
Yeah.
Have you
I
been?
would be like, freak
Totally
out.
is.
Have you ever been broken up by email or like text message?
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's awful.
This last one's kind of that way. Like we haven't had a like last time I saw him, he stopped at the truck stop. I brought him some of his clean clothes, and it was like a hug. He grabbed my ass, told me love you, kissed me, and left. And I'm like,
Ew.
What?
I don't know. Don't you think a clean break is better?
No contact.
Why?
It's hard. Took me 8 months.
Wait. Are you
See, and I'm
advocating
in
for
this-
ghosting?
I'm in this
No.
like right now because I had been so good. I'm such a camel. Like I don't care. Like I'm more of a like that person that has to be sexual. I have to be connected with a person before I really care about whatever. But I've been like a camel, and then we were together and now it's gone. And I'm like, oh my God, can we like at least be friends with benefits? She passes me down every so often, but I don't know.
I've always managed to, up until the last couple, be friends with them.
I've always been
afterwards.
friends with my exes, except these young men that I tried to avoid in the first fucking place. Like, this one pursued me for fucking 4 years. And I'm like, you're so cute. You're so young. Go find someone your own age.
Oh, well, yeah,
And then?
those young ones will get you. I blame you, I know.
And like his mom had just like a few weeks before we split up started calling me daughter, and it was very sweet but kind of weird because she's only 11 months older than I am. But super
God,
sweet
wow.
because I'm like only the second person.
You know, the last one I was serious about, her parents must have been about my age. I kind of...
I met her
Probably.
What?
I bought a dog from her uncle's sister's husband.
Uncle's sister's
A
husband?
judge. Well, if it's the judge way.
The judge. The judge. The judge. Oh.
Yeah, if they're related,
We
I
can't
met
talk
them.
about some of this stuff. You know, but-
If they're all related, I bought
No
the dog
way.
from
I
her.
mean,
What
we're
was
not naming names.
W?
Right?
W last name? Oh, you know, I knew there was something crooked there. How'd you get away with that shit? Oh, God, this would be such a good podcast if we could fucking tell this story.
Well, it's funny because some guy that I saw
Right?
before, he's like hit me up on Facebook dating. Like I had not been on that for forever, and I saw I had messages, so I'm like, well, I guess I'll look at the messages. And he's in Bakersfield now, and he's like, you should come visit. And I'm like, ooh, I do not think that's a safe move.
Bakersfield, California? No fucking way.
No. Bakersfield is
I like
actually, the
Bakersfield.
downtown area is really cool in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cool little bars down
Don't
there.
be out there, you especially after dark by yourself.
The downtown
Ugh.
area.
Oh, Snow is,
Oh, I didn't
Snow is
go
with
by
me.
myself ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was me, Snow, and we were protecting Jim Jeffries because Jim Jeffries was
Yeah,
hammered
we had to go see Jim Jeffries there because we
In
missed the
Bakersfield?
biggest
in
show.
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
We chose Bakersfield because we
Dude, I
wanted
know that road so well now because
We-
that's where his son was living.
we wanted to see Jim Jeffries, who's a kind of a left comic, perform in Bakersfield to see how he went over, and we expected him to
It's-
bomb.
It's a very conservative part of California.
Right.
Bakersfield.
And he usually does meet and greets after, and that night he didn't.
He was probably advised by his security.
No, but we're walking around and we go bar hopping. There's a bunch of cool little bars in down this 1-2 block area.
Yeah.
We got hungry and we're like, well, the bar looked like they had good food. Let's go back to the bar and eat. We go back there, we're sitting there, and we hear this Australian voice from behind us. We look at each other, goes, that sounds like, and we both look over, and it's Jim Jeffries. So we go over, we walk over to him, like, hey, can we buy you a beer? And he was just hammered. Yeah, sure, sit down. And we ended up sitting having a few drinks with him until he got so hammered that we tried to get him to explore the haunted hotel in Bakersfield, where we stayed. What was the name of it? The San Pedro?
The Padre.
The Padre.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a fire in the
Is it-
40s or something.
It's a nice hotel too.
It is a nice hotel.
Yeah.
I'm primed to like just load the rest of his shit up and take it to his mom's this weekend just to be done.
Do you know Jonathan Davis from Korn moved back to Bakersfield?
Why? Fucking
He's
he tried
from
to
there,
talk me
yeah.
like, let's go
He's
to
from there,
Bakersfield.
yeah.
I'm like, why?
Everybody
Why would I
starts
go
from
there?
somewhere.
And pay rent. We're struggling now with no rent utilities. Like, why? No.
Yeah, if I had Jonathan Davis money, I don't think I'd live in Bakersfield. Maybe go back and visit, but
Yeah, he moved from LA back to Bakersfield.
I'd be like living in Malibu or something, like right on the ocean.
Have you been between
Wanna live there.
Bakersfield and LA?
Yeah.
Um,
Lived in SoCal for a while. I'm just like,
is there anything between Bakersfield and LA?
Yeah.
Santa Barbara?
well, there's some cool stuff on Central Coast, but not on that I-5.
Yeah, or 57, Highway 57.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there's
like
cool
Barstow.
stuff along the coast, but no
In the
Barstow.
Midland.
Barstow's like the Kingman, California.
Yeah,
It's like
I
a
always
truck
mix that
stop
up.
town.
I know he's mixed that up. I'd be like, so we have to go to Barstow this weekend? He's like, Now we're going through bars though.
I went to Sacramento for the Aftershock Festival, and I chose just to fly because I bought like 2 tickets for like $200 to fly.
Nice.
And just to save the gas and
Right.
the time and the boring ass drive that must be from
Oh, I love
That's a
road
long
trips.
drive.
Needles to Sacramento.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
I love road trips with like the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll go by fast.
We were gonna team drive because we were good on the road. Like we always got along on the road. We were in a team drive. I just told my parents.
Yeah. All right. So, Aaron,
Oh, shit.
how did you end up on a cruise ship on the Mississippi River? How
Out
did
of
you
nowhere.
How did you find that job in the first place?
I know, that's a weird editing shift.
That's what we do here.
Hold on a second. Give me a
Like
break.
LinkedIn
God
or
damn it. No.
Monster
No.
Did you know somebody that hooked you up?
Came from like I needed a job to get the hell out of Kingman for a second or two.
And that was the second. I mean, so you started off, and this cruise ship was having work done. It was somewhere in the Chesapeake Bay area, right?
Well, it's a cruise line. It's long story short, I woke up one day and I was working in the shipyard, and then we were on a ship and then cruising up the Mississippi. So
How far up did you get?
All the way, right?
up to Red Wing from New Orleans.
Okay, Red Wing, Minnesota.
Yes.
And
I
you
used to love that.
and you were on that ship when the hurricane came in, right?
We left when Hurricane Ida was kicking in. And I've been in hurricanes before, but this time it was just like, okay. I was just like this deck guy, like whoever was in charge, it was, oh, we gotta go, we gotta get up the Mississippi and head up the river and beat it. And we got to Vicksville and kind of calmed down. And we couldn't go back down the river because it was a total shit show.
Well, I mean, that hurricane was so powerful that at the mouth of the Mississippi down by New Orleans, the tide shifted and the river reversed directions.
Like
That's crazy.
the electric, the water, the logistics of that town shit out. I could see it before we left. I could see in the few hours I got off that boat, I walked around. I'm like, here it comes again, man. Here it comes again. Because we're recovering from Katrina, and I still have the papers. I bought 2 newspapers and some of the articles of shit, like, is it going to be the same as Hurricane Katrina?
This was right after.
And
No, this is 10 years later. They're all just bracing, going,
well, no, because this hurricane was actually more powerful than Katrina. It just
was,
hit a
but
different
they
way.
planned better for it.
Right.
Right. They
'Cause the
somewhat
levees
fixed the levees.
They did, and
I don't think that they're still like up to standards, but they fixed them better than what they were. Like,
I'm not an expert on that,
Katrina was a weird one. I think it kind of just parked itself over New Orleans and kind of just stayed there and just rained and rained and rained until the levees failed. This one was harder, but it lasted, but it kind of moved a certain way. Believe I'm no meteorologist.
I mean, this one just fucked things up. We couldn't go back down. Like, the Coast Guard was like, no fucking way, man. You can't go down.
No, this one fucked things up all the way up into Maine.
And this is why we need infrastructure.
Right.
So there.
So yeah, Kirsten, fucking vote for the goddamn bill.
Like
We can do
China.
politics.
Why we need this?
Oh, God. Nobody can get the fucking infrastructure bill done. It's fucking ridiculous. But
It's something that would benefit everyone too.
Yeah.
I mean,
create jobs. Get all those fucking ships there sing out fucking off the fucking coast of fucking California. And
oh
Try
yeah.
to write a
that would
bill.
requ-
That's a whole other
that
story.
would require, hiring truck drivers and shit. Though, when I was in Sacramento, say what you will about Chick-fil-A, we don't like Chick-fil-A, but their starting pay was $21 an hour.
Hey, good for them.
I mean, you need $21 an hour to live in California, but
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's still low wages for certain parts of California. But yeah, that's good.
That's something.
Yeah, it's good that they're at least doing that.
yeah. So what else has happened? This, I guess, was a few weeks ago. Brittany got freed.
She did.
Yeah.
She got her freedom.
Conservative ship dropped. Did you hear her sister? It was her sister, right? Her sister tried to donate to
Jamie
a mental.
Lynn
Yeah,
Spears.
she tried to donate to a mental health awareness. Can't drop the fucking word, but anyway,
Like a charity.
charity.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. God, words hard. But they said no
Why?
because she kind of aligns herself with her parents against Brittany.
Yeah, she never reached out or helped.
Yeah.
I saw a little
Oh.
blurb today. I didn't read the article. It was just scrolling. It was like a meme that somebody made alluding to the fact that Brittany bought the publishing company that's supposed to put out Jamie Lynn's book and it's now on hold indefinitely. I don't know if that's
Well,
real, but I thought that
that's
was
good.
kind of funny.
Damn.
Way to go.
I mean, yeah, it all comes
Right?
back around. I mean, because Brittany, she did that Las Vegas residency, and she wouldn't get any of the money for those shows. And those shows were bringing in $1 million at least a night in ticket sales.
I don't like her dad. Like I watched that documentary on Netflix, right? I think
The
it was
newest
on
one or the
Netflix.
first one?
Yeah, the newest
Okay.
one that those two girls, like they do a lot of background talking in it.
I haven't seen the newest one. I saw the one that came out 6 months ago or so.
They showed a clip of her dad, and I was like, he was like, just talk, like he just sounded so trashy too. I was like, he just sounded like white trash, like talking,
Well,
like he's all there, like cussing for, I don't know. He didn't sound like a professional. It was like this guy.
Is running the show.
I know, yeah, and
No,
he
she
only
was always
is
running the show. He just ran the money.
right, and he only got to do that because he's her dad. Like, I was just like, this guy, who would want to have to deal with that? Like somebody who comes in and presents themselves like that.
Could you imagine like your parents stepping in and just taking control of all your money?
No,
And then like
No, that was terrible.
forcing you to go out on stage, go out on these tours, put out these albums, but you don't get any control over the money.
no, my parents learned long ago. Like my mom always told me, she goes, "Boy, when you make up your mind, you really stick to it, don't you? There's like no swaying you." I'm like, no, like this is my life, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the biggest turning points, because the judge initially, like throughout summer, end of summer, seemed to be not real sympathetic to her and seemed to be more siding with the parents. But then I guess her dad's lawyer made a statement trying to make Brittany's mom look bad, saying she spends like X amount on some mansion a month.
Okay.
But he's the one that says yes or no to spending. So he was saying, yes, she could spend this money.
Oh.
So he really, what's the word, incriminated himself
Yeah.
by trying to make the mom look bad. because he's the one that says, yes, this money can be spent or not. So
Yeah.
he was alive. He knew
And it
about it
came
the whole
back
time.
from Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the turning point when people really, really, like, in the professional world, like the judges and stuff started
Right.
listening to her. So,
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I mean, though, Brittany has her issues. I mean,
Oh, for
like
sure.
like you see, even on her Instagram now, she's kind of just all over the place.
yeah, she definitely could probably use some guidance with her life and her money. But
Yeah. She
not the way it was.
And I don't think that she's ever shied away from admitting that she has mental illness, though.
Right.
I mean, because she's kind of been quite open with, she didn't like the change in her medication either, and she had no control over that, but she didn't like the way that they talked about it a little bit in that documentary. And I'm like, that's terrible. And she's sitting there telling them that she doesn't feel good on this medication. They should listen to her.
Mhm.
Like, they're not the ones taking it.
I mean, you grow up in that environment because she was on the Mouseketeers or something,
Yeah, how
right?
can you not have mental illness
Yeah,
at
when you're
that
that
point?
young and then you get famous at. God, what was she? When did she hit? She was like 17?
16 or 17.
16 or 17, and she was sold as a sex object right from the beginning. I mean, I remember those.
And then they
videos
tried to shame her for it right from the beginning. That Rolling Stone cover with the Teletubby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the telephone and yeah.
You know, and you just wonder why people turn out like that.
I remember when she was on Star Search when she was like
Oh,
9.
yeah.
Ed McMahon.
I remember. Well, I saw it after the fact, but
Yeah, I don't remember that either. I remember seeing the videos. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, fame is a rough thing to deal with anyways, and at a young age can really fuck with you. And you really need people around you to support you. I mean, look at all the Kurt Cobains and the Chester Benningtons.
And look at the
Mm.
like all the people from Different Strokes. Like they
yeah, they were all messed up.
they were all messed
Yeah.
up.
Didn't Gary Coleman survive the longest out of those? Everybody, that one.
No, Todd Bridges. I think he's still alive, right?
Oh,
Gary Coleman.
Dana Plato died.
yeah, she died.
I think Gary Coleman died after her, but I'm pretty sure Todd Bridges is still alive.
You know who I see the next one to go down, and I sort of like him, is Machine Gun Kelly. That guy's just train wreck.
he's a train wreck.
I don't
Make
think
him
I
fuss.
like him that much. Like
I didn't like him. The new album, that was his last album, he kind of goes in kind of a rock direction, and I found it really good. But he's always fucking just starting shit with everybody. Conor
He looks like
McGregor
he's
and-
like pissed off all the time. Every
And-
time I
and,
see a
like,
picture of him.
Explain to me who Machine Gun Kelly is.
Machine Gun Kelly was a rapper, and he started off where he's a white guy. Not like that matters, but he started shit with Eminem right away.
And he is no you should not do that.
No, because Eminem hit right back. But then
Yeah,
it
Eminem
kind
is
of.
mouthy.
He's got a list now.
But you start shit with Eminem, Eminem's going to start shit with you back. Well, you know, he's going to give it back to you. So that kind of put his name out there.
And you should not start shit with Eminem.
So we're rap battle kind of thing, and it's kind of a
It's high school
Oh.
drama.
Oh,
is what it is.
we bring this.
And grown men.
We bring this back to cancel
Yeah.
culture. Now people are saying that Eminem, who's going to play on the Super Bowl, he's only there because they need the token white guy
Okay.
to play it with Dr.
yeah.
Dre and Snoop
Oh, because
Dogg.
he didn't start out with Dr. Dre. Like,
Yeah, I
Dr.
mean,
Back
Dre
in the
isn't
day.
what made him, like, Dr. Dre is the one that discovered Eminem.
and all the people who don't watch
What?
football anymore, who didn't like the J-Lo and Shakira halftime
Yeah,
show,
what the fuck do you care?
they say they're never watching a halftime show. Well, they're not going to watch this halftime show this year with Eminem and Dr. Dre. And
I
Snoop
heard
Dogg.
that back
They
when
haven't been watching
JT and
football
Janet
for
were on there.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the
What?
boob incident.
Early 2000s,
The
maybe?
nipple incident. Yeah.
Like,
I know. People are
get over
crazy.
yourself.
When's the last time you watched a Super Bowl halftime show? The last time there was a Super Bowl halftime show, like 1986.
No, I watch
Was there
halftime
one
shows
in
every year.
1986?
I watch them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because wasn't the last one like the weekend?
the weekend. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought it was.
No, I'm going back like
okay.
20 years just to push it a bit.
I don't know. The greatest halftime show ever though was Prince when he did it in the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah, he did Purple Rain with that big
And
sheet.
it started raining.
Oh my
God.
god! Yeah, that
Yes.
was incredible.
I don't think I saw that one.
You can see that one was controversial because he was behind the sheet and it looked like he was jerking off with his guitar.
True Prince fashion.
Look it up; it's on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah. The one that we went down to Laughlin, and it was the Shakira J-Lo one, and that one was okay for what it was.
I liked it. I like both of
But
those.
everybody was saying, "Oh, the children shouldn't be watching this." You know, why is your kid up watching? You know what Shakira's gonna do. You know what J-Lo's gonna do.
And
Oh.
check your internet search history.
And the best after the Red Sox won last night. They're in Boston, okay, and Ben Affleck is from Boston. Ben Affleck is now going out with J-Lo.
Yeah,
Okay, again.
Benefit Part 2.
Benefit Part 2. Well,
Electric Boogaloo.
Weren't they the first one though for the name thing?
yeah.
Bennifer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Alex Rodriguez, you know, from the last one, A-Rod.
Yeah, he was dating J-Lo.
Right, and they broke up, and she went back to Ben Affleck. Well, A-Rod is doing the post-game show.
Okay.
So, during that, they were going, fuck A-Rod, to the point where Fox had to shut it off.
Oh my god.
And they were like, yeah, J-Lo's with Ben again. And they're just chanting this, and A-Rod's just trying to do his post-game
Poor
show.
guy.
That's kind of mean.
Well, A-Rod was kind of a dick to the Red Sox, so.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I mean,
Boston.
I'm not a
Boston, I'm gonna
A-Rod
give him a
fan,
pass.
but you know.
Who is a baseball fan?
Me.
Touche.
I started writing an article last night. God, I'd have to find. What is cool about baseball?
Hot dogs.
Here's the thing for me. Was my dad was a baseball fan, and it's kind of generational, especially with the Red Sox. And at 10 years old, my dad took me to the first Red Sox Yankees game in 1979. And every year on Marathon Monday, we would go to the Red Sox game because it starts at like 10 something in the morning, and it ends just in time for you to walk out into the game and see the end of the marathon. So that became a tradition with me and my dad. And the Red Sox being the Red Sox, and they hadn't won since 1918 all the way to 2004, the Red Sox would blow it every year. They'd find some way to blow it at the end of the year.
That's so sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years.
But the greatest thing was in 2004 when they won it, to experience that. And I'm living outside of Boston at the time. It was great. It was great to call up my dad, that night, say, hey, the Red Sox won. 2007, after living in Virginia Beach, I moved back to Boston. They won it for a second time. So I actually went to the parade a couple days later. And it goes from over by the Red Sox, Fenway Park, up Lansdowne Street, and then down through Boston by Boston Common, where they get in these duck boats going through the water. Well, on a flatbed truck during that parade, Dropkick Murphys are playing a concert the entire time, and there's a couple members of the Red Sox up there dancing along with the Dropkick Murphys. It was the fucking coolest.
That's
Cool.
And immediately after that concert, after the duck boat thing, Van Halen had gotten back together with David Lee Roth. So I went to
Really?
Yeah, the same night. It was just
cool.
awesome.
What a day.
Oh, what a
I was
party.
raised on baseball. Like everybody, if you were a Christofferson, you played baseball. And I know baseball well enough to keep score. Like I know how to call an error and RBI, all that good shit. So, like some of my cousins, my dad was being drafted by the Dodgers, but my mom was knocked out, and that was not okay in the 70s. And then some of my cousins were drafted out of high school and played for major league teams.
I think
Cool.
it's one of the most boring sports on the face of the planet.
Go.
It's fun to go to the
Go-
games.
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Watching
yeah,
it,
you-
watching it.
Not a
on
Major League
TV.
Baseball game.
Watch-
I'll
watch-
take
Watching
that
on TV
spot.
is
Yeah.
lame.
You
but
are the.
Yeah, go
if
to
you
the
go to the
stadium.
game, it's fun.
Go
I've
to
been
the
to
stadium.
some minor league games.
Although-
and
It's
some,
a
like,
thinky man
Triple
sport,
A
too.
games.
Playoff baseball,
Yeah.
though, when they get down to the championship series and the World Series, it gets intense.
Yeah, I moved from Kingman to western Wisconsin, like the border of Wisconsin, Minnesota, the year that the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees. And every time anybody
Oh,
asks
yeah.
me who's your team, I'm like, whoever's playing the Yankees, because I fucking hate the Yankees. So
You know
when
that- you
we
know that
won,
year-
I was at the bar, and I'm like, yeah.
That was the one year, though, I kind of was, because that was right after 9/11, and I was kind of like, and I'm a Red Sox fan, I was like, you kind of give them.
Nah, fuck the Yankees.
That Game 7 of that World Series was so
the
intense.
1-2, the Randy Johnson and Don Schilling, dude, the 1-2 punch.
Yeah, the unit.
Yeah.
That's what Randy Johnson is. Well, that was
The
his
unit.
name. Yeah.
So anyway, go Sox.
Yeah, but Sox is always like the default because they have the rivalry with the Yankees.
Yeah, well, no.
Big green machine.
I grew up near Boston, though, so it's in my blood. The Gabby Petito case. How come they haven't been able to find this Brian Laundrie yet? He must be dead.
Maybe he killed himself. I don't know. Like, maybe
His
he
parents
realized
seem
what he
way
did.
too calm for all that, though.
And then he,
Don't
like,
they? His parents seem way too, like, in the know.
Yeah, like they're not worried at all.
Right.
Well, he had quite a bit of a head start.
Yes.
I mean, even so, what? He came back on the 1st. She was reported missing, like, what, the 11th? And then he was, like, the
Right.
14th, something
So
like that.
if anybody doesn't know, which I'm sure everybody knows by now, she went. It was Utah, right? That they were hiking in Utah, and then he took her van and went back to Florida. And then
No, he flew back to
he
Florida.
flew back to Florida.
I think she had the van and was staying in a hotel. He flew back to Florida, was home for a couple days.
I thought he took the van back.
Wait,
Did he?
I thought he
Maybe.
did.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. I was wrapped up in my own shit.
Yeah.
But my question is, no one seemed to address with Gabby's parents. I mean, I know they were in New York and the family was in Florida, but like, I don't know. I just think it's odd that they didn't know that he was home. I mean, it's odd that the parents, obviously his parents, didn't call her parents and be like, hey, where's Gabby? But I just kind of find it odd that they didn't know for 11 days. I don't know. I don't really think like they're in on it or anything. That was just seems...
I think they're in on it as much as
Her
the
parents?
son- No, not her parents. His
That's what his
Yeah.
parents for sure. But then, so he had 15 days to prepare. And then when they reported him missing, there was that thing with the Mustang at the reserve. That bought like another at least week. I mean,
Why-
they're still searching in the reserve.
And the
I don't think he's there.
and the police in that
It's just-
town.
Red herring.
How do you not bring this guy in for questioning immediately?
Yeah.
Immediately. And he disappeared after the body was found, or did he disappear before? It was within a couple days of each other.
It was close. Yeah.
so wait a second. You're saying that they had him and then didn't bring him in for questioning?
They knew she was missing, and they
Okay.
did not bring him in for questioning at that point because the police chief admitted that was a mistake not
That
to bring him
is
in.
weird. Like, have these cops never seen cold case files or forensic
Yeah, but it's
files?
48. You have 48
Like, yeah.
hours to like find somebody.
They always
really.
go after whoever the love interest is. Like, they're always, that person is like top question person.
Right, especially because the police had, when they were still together and she was alive, near where she disappeared, they came because there was a domestic dispute.
And then there was a
Yeah.
second one in the restaurant.
Right.
but the
Well,
cops
well-
are
I think a
involved.
lot of, and this is gross stereotyping. I'm sorry. I know there are very good people out there who happen to be in law enforcement, but I think you're gonna find a high concentration of narcissistic people who are LEOs, even to the point of being abusive in their homes and their relationships.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So you think they just turn a
Totally.
blind eye to it?
They are
They don't
in
see it as urgent.
in my own situation going on right now. The police wanted to put charges on me, but had him right there, and he knocked me on my ass and didn't do a damn thing about that.
Well, true, because you had my situation, okay, and I have to be careful what I say. Well, I don't really have to be careful what I say, but anyway, got let off. I was clearly assaulted, and the next day he was out, no charges, and I was found like I was the person in the wrong because it happened to be.
Because they wanted to be like, oh, it's a hysterical
his
woman. Oh,
reticence.
poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
My
Poor
ex-husband,
guy.
way before I met him, was dating this girl. They were having an argument, and I guess they had like those glass insulators on the windowsill, and I guess I don't know if she actually struck him with it. I think she did, but he like pushed her away. Cops get involved, and he's a big tattooed, pierced up dude. And they literally were like, oh, big, strong, tattooed guy like you can't protect yourself against this little blonde. I think, if I remember the story right, she clocked him with the insulator in the head.
But what led her to clock him with the not saying that's correct. But
No, I was
You know,
married
you
to him
know.
for 13 years, and I don't have a bad thing to say. So I can't say for sure he didn't do anything wrong, but
No, domestic abuse, and it goes on both sides.
Yeah.
It's not clearly one side or the other.
It just shocked me because I thought in Arizona, if there's domestic violence or whatever, both parties go to jail for the night. That's how I thought. So when I got
one
a
one gets
summons-
arrested.
I had a summons. The dude calls me like hours later and is like, you're gonna get a summons in the mail. I'm like, you guys I supposedly almost hit you coming out of the parking lot and you didn't come after me. Like, I'm in a very recognizable vehicle of a very recognizable long-term business in this area, and you didn't come out there and serve me. You're just gonna call me up and tell me that I'm gonna get a summons. Like, obviously it's not that big of a deal, but I'm getting charged with DV and criminal damage. And the one that started the shit by a football fucking hitting me out the fucking door just got to drive away.
How did they know where to send your stuff to? Like the summons? Or they had already came to your house and then they told you this later?
No, they called my phone number. So he must have given him my phone number. Or
What? That sounds crazy.
yeah. And they let him go, and then supposedly his mom's like, why are they calling me looking for my son? I'm like, I fucking don't know, because they weren't concerned at all about the fact that he football hit me out the door.
How did they know your address? Or he gave it to them? To be like, that's how you're getting your jury summons? Like, I don't know how they would
they mailed it
know
to
your
you.
stuff.
Yeah, actually, they delivered it the next day after I got home from my mom's, which was great because I was stuck in my mom's for like a week.
Oh,
And
okay.
They said it was coming in the mail, but they showed up. The sheriff showed up with a summons from the
Oh, weird.
demon. I was like, well, this is great.
It's the lavender room. Like, right around the corner.
Because the
lights
window
on.
got broke.
Mike
Now
said he
there's
left.
an issue. Let's
MJ
not worry about
said he
the
left the
chicken
light
going
on.
down on her ass,
Sorry.
but let's worry about the window.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
I'm having some technical difficulties here.
There we go.
There we go.
You got it.
Yeah, well, and then there was the whole thing, right, so we were talking about when the cops got called. I mean,
Did he call us? Wait.
well, back to the Gabby thing is what I was
that's what I'm
referencing.
saying. Yeah, did he call us?
No, so he was, I think, pulled over for erratic driving. And I don't know, because, like, once you've been in, a domestic violence situation, like, you have those triggers and you pick up on those things. So it's hard for me to say if I would have had the same reaction or noticed her behavior had I not experienced that. But it just seems so blatantly obvious.
Right.
Like from the get-go, she's immediately apologizing for him and trying to defuse the situation and crying and, little comments.
Right, and police should pick up on those signs. Because I saw that video, and
As soon as she said he doesn't think I can do it, when she's talking about her blog, lost it. Because that's how it is. It's not always overtly like, you suck. It's just a lack of support. And so it was so obvious to me that was going on. But all of that aside, even if you don't pick up on those things, and as a police officer, you should be trained in recognizing those behaviors.
unless that the police recognize that that's their behavior. Now, I'm not saying that with these cops.
Right, exactly.
Right.
What I was getting at earlier, what I was implying earlier, is they seem to foster
And sort of almost like
it's
getting
like
off on it.
It's
like,
like,
oh, you're like me.
It's like a brothership
Yeah,
or something like that.
exactly.
But there was another call that came in during this traffic stop reporting him hitting her. And they have admitted that at that point something should have happened. And like the police chief has said, like these guys are going to be on leave for a while until we figure out if they did something wrong or not. Because, initially during the traffic stop, they didn't have a reason to believe he had done anything. She admitted to hitting him, blah, blah, blah. But while they were still stopped, that other information came in and they didn't act on it. So,
Well, the other thing that's hard to find this guy, because this guy, looking at this guy, he fits the profile of that could be 10 guys in Walmart at any given time.
there's a guy that's spare changing by the interchange downtown. Looks just like him.
I mean, it could be.
Here, downtown. It's not, but like when I first pulled up, I was like,
Did you hear about the guy in North Carolina? Kind of looked like him, and he got held at gunpoint by the police until they found out it wasn't him.
no, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
I personally think he's got to be dead.
That's
This-
what I
this long.
think. I'm like,
I don't know. There's so many conspiracy
How do
theories
you
now
do
too.
How do you
himself
disappear?
by
How do you
now.
go offline for that long? Because you can't use credit cards, you can't use a cell phone.
I know.
There's so many things that you can't do that would raise red flags.
I think he's dead. Like, I think he freaked out.
If I
because-
murdered somebody, I'd figure out how to go without my credit card and my phone. Trust.
Well, he's done it before.
I mean,
He lived on the
I'm
Appalachian
smart
Trail.
enough to figure out you don't do that shit. If I'm trying to run from murder, I'm not gonna do.
Yeah, but Dog the Bounty Hunter's on the case.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of narcissistic
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
Didn't he
shit.
offer like $10,000?
No, fucking, you have the FBI in on this case, right? Who's gonna come on? Dog the Bounty Hunter, who's this fucking piece of shit fucking bounty hunter, who's only known for his fucking woven in fucking dreadlocks and stuff.
Did
no
he
offense.
fly in from Hawaii?
No, but his fucking fake hair and his fucking
Fake tan.
stupid fucking TV show that he had where they would feed him like, oh, this person jumped bail. Here's their address. He would go there and it'd be like this, and
then he's the hero.
This crack addict, he'd kick down their door and arrest him. Oh, fucking, I could have taken down the guy, Dog. But no, Dog. And fucking everybody on social media is like, Dog's on the case. He's going to do what the FBI can't fucking do.
People said that?
Yes, you want to see my fucking Facebook feed?
Oh god.
my
No,
God,
his
no.
daughter came out and said it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
That he's just doing it for publicity.
Because he's irrelevant.
Yeah, well, he's a
like his
he's
time
a,
has
yeah,
gone
he's
by.
a fucking
He's-
asshole.
Half the people are watching for his wife's tits anyways.
The wife that passed away,
Right.
that he immediately fucking had another fiance like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That Beth lady died?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I didn't know that.
And then
Rest in peace.
because
Rest in peace.
because
Rest in peace.
because
Rest in peace.
Jesus.
because the daughters support Black Lives Matter. The new stepmom banned the daughters from the wedding, and Dog was totally okay with that.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, fuck you, Dog.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Although you can come on this podcast to give us your story.
Yes.
Yes, because
We'll
we do.
listen to you.
We
right?
have no shame.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
We'll
dog.
take anybody.
We might even find somebody to fuck you in town.
Oh, plenty.
Brian Laundrie, call us.
Call this number.
Email us at realityredemption@yahoo.com.
We won't tell anyone you're here. We just want to know.
Follow Gracie's Vintage on TikTok. Send her your location. We'll send you some vintage
Are you
t-shirts.
in the bunker in your parents' backyard? You guys hear that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, or they're hiding him.
Conspiracy.
Right, yeah. Or the parents.
They
are
think
hiding
that
him.
they're, well,
They don't seem
there's a
to give a
rumor
shit.
that he's in an underground bunker in their backyard. That's why they're gardening
Well,
all the time. but-
maybe Dog
Oh.
actually found him and kidnapped him because it's keeping Dog's name in the news.
Yes.
Dog's
smart.
like, I'm not ready to turn you in yet. I'm going to ride this out a little longer.
Literally.
Aaron's the investigative reporter. You go find out what's going on.
Has anybody here ever had to worry about being hunted down by a bounty hunter?
No.
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 You?
Never skip bail or bond.
What about you, Aaron?
No, not yet. But
But it is a goal.
What kind of
Bucket list.
what kind of hand solo shit did you
they
do?
get so thrilled about like, oh, this bounty hunter man, he's gonna go fucking get people. It's like, who's he going after in the first place?
They're weird.
I don't know.
Bounty hunters in general,
Yeah, they're weird.
They're
They're weird people.
they're weird.
Yeah.
They like this lady I used to work with. She said she had a bounty hunter friend named Snake.
Of course.
She
Is
was
that his
You gotta have
Is
a
that his
fucking
Christian
name.
name?
You gotta have
right?
a name.
Snake.
right.
Was there a bear
He
out
gave
there?
up everything. Like he gave up everything because he doesn't want to. Like so, he has no social security number. Like he did all of that to, because I guess he doesn't like the government too. So he gave up all that stuff, and that's what he does for a job. He's a bounty hunter. Like
How do you get into that profession?
I don't know how that works out. Like so, you don't have to pay taxes
Is there a fucking
if you're a
school for
bounty
that?
hunter. I mean, like.
It's probably a 1099 situation.
How do you get rid of your social security number? Is that like scraping your fingerprints off? Do you just like black it out with a
No,
Sharpie?
no,
That's
and
what
it's
I asked
And
her.
it's-
Like, because
do-
I was
do-
young
do-
whenever she told this story, and I was like, how do you even do that? How do you get rid
Do you
of
have to have a
your
license
social
to be a bounty
security?
hunter? Does anybody know?
That's what I thought, too.
We all-
Does he drive a car?
Or do we just say like,
Or does he just
Do you have to
run?
be a
Or-
license-
or-
do you have to
or
have
do
a
we
license
say,
to be a
like-
contractor?
or we just say Aaron's a bounty hunter now?
Yeah.
No. There are legal bounty hunters, but there are.
Maybe he was an illegal one.
Renegade.
And the guys are just like, man,
Let's start a
that's
school.
where the fantasy comes from. Is
The-
I need to go find this guy and get him.
The
You
Boba-
pay me whatever you. I want
See
so
fit.
much money, and I'll do whatever I have to get him.
The Boba
It
Fett
doesn't
school.
Dead or
work.
alive.
It doesn't work
Bounty
this
hunters.
way now.
Oh, yeah, the Mandalorian.
Yeah. It's bounty hunters. I know about bounty hunters.
Giving me flashbacks of Baby Yoda.
Oh, but they did have a system in that because you had the guy, the Carl Weathers. He was kind of like the boss guy, and he handed out credits to people have bounties on their heads, and the Mandalorian was a bounty hunter.
True. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you know how this stuff works? No.
Money.
Paying money for doing
You're repoing a human
stupid
being.
stuff.
Yeah, but they like you can't like murder is still illegal, so you can't.
No, you can't murder them, but you bring them in because they jumped bail. Right.
What
And
if you
that's
have to
per-
like take them down?
Maybe that's
Where does
why
assault
he gave
end
up
and
his
bounty
social
hunting
security.
begin?
That's why we need
Maybe
Dog
that's
on
why
here
he-
because Dog could take those
He can
guys
answer
down.
all
And
these
he's kind of like the
questions.
worst looking bounty hunter. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Bring in some Lucasfilm people to redraw that guy and do it and make it
Who's
so
the
much
creative director?
Exciting.
No, yeah, you need like a Jason Statham, like kind of bounty hunter.
Yeah, that would be hot. I just watched a movie with him
Snow would be-
yesterday. I was like, I can't.
Snow would be
can't
jumping
believe-
bail.
I can't believe how much I missed Jason Statham seeing him. Just his face.
What was that one where he had to keep his heart rate up? Was that him?
Yeah. I don't remember. The
I don't
name of the
remember
movie.
what it was called.
That one's not the transporter, is it?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's the one where he fucked some chick on a horse field, so he had to keep it. He had to keep going to town. I'm like, what
When
the
you're
shit?
Jason Statham, like
Yeah.
you get to do that.
Did you see the one with the shark?
No, like that.
Sharknado?
Is that?
No,
I almost said
it was
wrong.
close.
It was like Sharknado, and I
damn
always, and they're like, it's not Sharknado.
What they call those big prehistoric sharks? The huge.
Megalodon?
Yes, I think that was the name of the movie. The Meg was the name of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen
It was god awful, but it was kind of cool at the same time.
And he's in that?
Yeah.
Well, it might be worth watching then.
Jason Statham
That
against
and
a
prehistoric
60-foot shark.
Okay.
Something about his daughter too, because it's always something about the daughter. Daughter getting kidnapped. Daughter
That's Liam
like being
Neeson.
trapped by a shark.
Yeah, same movie over and over and over.
Every now and then,
I will
just
find
gotta
you.
punch a 60-foot shark just to show that you're in charge.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of narcissists.
Oh my god.
Should we,
Always a fun topic.
should we
Can you do
touch
it?
on this subject?
Always fun.
That hurts.
All right. Show of hands. Who has dealt with one of those?
Who hasn't, more importantly?
You might be a narcissist
No,
if you
you-
haven't.
No, I
No, because he has empathy. That's
I'm
the
just
number
kidding.
one
Yeah.
tell.
I'm just saying you might be. I haven't dealt with one.
You know, I am 38, and it's, you know, I knew the word. I knew sort of what it was. I'm so great, basically. But as we know, it is not just that. And yeah, it took me a lot of digging to figure out what the fuck went on in my life. And I was like, oh, check, 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 check.
Right?
What are some of the
Yeah.
checks? Because I know you two and you have dealt with these people, and me to some degree.
Well,
I
and then
kinda-
when you start hearing those stuff about the narcissistic parent, then you sometimes realize that you've dealt with it even longer
Yeah.
in your life than just relationship, like
Romantic.
romantic. Thank you. Relationships, like it's
Yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure my mom was one,
Are
and
we all
I'm pretty
empaths
sure.
as well?
I would think so.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a big thing between empaths and narcissists, like we're their favorite fucking food. Like,
Yeah, because we want to
ooh.
fix them.
They're like, this feels real good when I take
Right.
this one down.
Because I think I have that superpower that I can fix anybody. You know.
I never go into it thinking I'm gonna fix them.
It's not conscious.
It's more like I'm fucked up too, and I just want to be loved too. So you know, if they got issues, I'm not gonna bounce just because they got some issues.
Right.
You know.
Well, and then the thing is too, there's many different kinds of narcissism, and well, they say the most dangerous is the malignant narcissist, which is the people who like intentionally hurt other people.
the Donald Trumps.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
consciously. The other kinds, I think, intentionally manipulate, but I don't think they're consciously thinking, I want to hurt this person.
Right. I think that
Right.
comes from it's a broken childhood. That it's what they've learned. That's where it comes from, the parenting, and it's what they know. And
Oh, most
that's why
definitely.
it,
They
that's
have
why
to
it
make up.
continues.
I know
They have
his
to make
parents, and they're
up
lovely
for
people.
that. Yeah.
Well, it's not always, it's not, you know, cut and dry, but the covert narcissist is another one. And that's what you were saying is like, they give you this sob story. They tell you their trauma. They're open. They seem, you know, empathetic and feeling and wanting to share and confide in you. But really, they're just like fishing kind of to get you to then share. And then they can use your soft spots against you, basically. And
Right.
it's not always like, look at me. It's not always like, you
Oh, there was a
suck.
fair amount of that as well. But.
Yeah, you had
Yeah.
more. See,
Oh,
mine
yeah, it's
was
very
more.
much in the
Yeah,
vein.
I mean, they have to be like
A rapper.
the smartest guy in the room or the funniest guy,
Yeah, it's
without,
always some kind of attention, like wild behavior,
Right.
dangerous behavior to get.
The thing too about narcissism, like it's a little tricky too, though, because like it's actually healthy to have like a small dose of narcissism, like because narcissism is basically self-love. So it's not always good to just
There's a difference between
like-
self-love and
Yeah.
right. But I mean, narcissism, like when we talk about narcissism, like negatively all the time, it's not 100% negative.
No,
though.
narcissism is though
Because-
that's the definition. It's where it's taken it to it.
It's
a
to an
self-love,
extreme, yeah.
where you lose
Right,
empathy
well,
for other
right.
people. It's all about
Yeah,
you and
if
nothing
you're
else.
only thinking of yourself and not thinking of anyone else. But sometimes I try to tell like the empaths, I'm like, dude, you need to have like more love for yourself though. Like you need to learn from the narcissist and like at least because you can't just be always thinking about other people and never thinking about yourself because that's not fucking healthy either, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, but they kind of prey on that though. They
Right.
realize that weakness of low self-esteem.
I was the
and they'll
strongest,
kinda-
healthiest I'd ever been.
That's why the empaths
before he
gotta
came in the
be
door.
they gotta
a little
be
tougher.
they gotta learn a little bit of selfishness like they do they have to
I get what you're
Right.
saying, but it's not that.
yeah
It's not
You don't
that
want
kind of-
narcissistic qualities. You want
No.
healthy boundaries, self-love, self-worth.
No, and-
all
no
that.
yeah you don't
And-
and like there was a period of my like I going through a breakup I was like oh my god am I turning into a narcissist because like
That happens.
I'm starting to get stronger and they're like the fact that you even at least thought that like oh my god am I turning into this like
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah, so let's
going to
explore,
be that
let's explore that because on Leah's TikTok, she every day she's posting something very positive about self-awareness and self-love,
Okay.
and you can explain it better than I can. But you're really good at that. Like that positive reaffirmation every day.
It took a long time to get there. It was kind of bullshit for a couple months trying to get myself,
Make it to make it.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. I was literally. So I've always been like a very strong individual and la la la, but that isn't always good. Like you said, you do need those, but it was unresolved childhood trauma. It was hypervigilance. I'll do everything myself. I got emancipated at 15. I've been a store manager since I was 19. It's always like go, 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 go. And if you're not working and achieving and busy, you're a slacker, you know? So I had my dramatic, toxic, fucked up relationship for about 4.5 years. There was, obviously good times, but I was so mind fucked. And like, it's called trauma bond, where you're constantly apologizing for things that they have done. You're sorry that you're upset with them for cheating on you. You're sorry that you're upset with them for lying for even something small. It doesn't always have to be a big thing. And you become so conditioned. I literally was like a total broken mess for probably a good solid 6 months. And I was doing the research and I knew what the narcissist, and I knew all of these things. But it was really, really hard for me to like truly
Apply it to
believe
yourself.
it. Yeah, like I knew XYZ boxes were checked, and you can't, I can't say for sure that my ex was a narcissist because he is undiagnosed, and I am clearly not a mental health professional. But narcissism is not a mental illness. Narcissism is a personality disorder. There's a big difference. They don't believe anything's wrong, so they'll never seek help. So they'll never change. Where when you have depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, any of that, something's wrong. Your brain and your body knows something's wrong. And whether you seek help or not, you want this pain, this whatever this toil is to stop. So yeah, like, anyways, getting back to the point, like, I just started really TikTok, dude. TikTok changed my fucking life. I was like so against it. I'm like old and I don't need to do this and I don't need another social media to manage. And since your phone listens to you and knows everything about you, from the second I was on TikTok, it was literally everything I'm into. And yeah, mental health and narc talk came up, and it's just all these
I know.
tiny, subtle nuances.
One of my favorite people on there is that Maiden Voyage lady. Do you follow her?
I
on
might.
TikTok?
What does she look like?
She has like long. She looks like a hippie lady.
Probably.
She has long brown hair. She's like one
I'll
of
have
my
to look.
favorites.
Is she talk about that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I probably
narcissists all the
follow her.
time. Yeah.
So I just, and I sometimes shared things like to be passive aggressive or out of anger because I know these flying monkeys in this circle over here were stalking the shit out of me. And so I would do that. And then you get to a point where you're just like, you don't care anymore. You don't care what they think of you. You don't care, what this person has done to you, what you have allowed. Like, you just know that you have to change your life and you have to get strong. You can't cry all day, every day. Like, it's good to feel those things and get through it, but I don't know. It was like one day, like last December, I just literally was like, I've never been so happy. Like, I love me so much. Like, I'm fucking awesome. And then, I don't know, you just believe it. It's hard to
Although
explain.
isn't that kind of weird though? Because that's kind of what like a
Like, I thought I was gonna
that's
die.
kind of like a narcissistic behavior, saying like, "Oh, I'm so great," and I'm
No,
I'm
but
just-
in some
But
ways,
I can
in
X,
some
Y,
ways,
Z.
I
that's
I
shitty
understand.
about
I
me.
understand what you're saying.
like in some ways, narcissists actually help people, and that like when you're recovering from them, then so like what you're saying though, like you're learning like your strengths because you're like. Because you kind of go through things too, and you're like, "Whoa, wait a second! I am not that bad about this, that, or the other."
I suppose if you have empathy in you, then that creates that balance.
You have
Because
empathy
you're
for
from-
yourself.
I'm already starting to get to the point where, well, at least I can wear what I want again. I don't have to like wonder if I'm gonna get chewed out for wearing that. And you guys know me, I'm not like a slutty dresser at all. I'm very like I dress with modesty, but I would get like grilled
who
about
cares if you
what
wear
I
Even
want.
if you want to be a slutty dresser,
I
like
would
I'm
get
like
so
I will
grilled
wear
and
whatever
shamed
the
about what I
fuck I
wore.
want.
Yeah, I mean to
See,
get
mine wasn't like overt like that. Mine was, oh, you're wearing that to the birthday party. It was not a lot of, there was very little direct put downs or things like that. It was, I can't even, like I have this huge list, which I'm not going to read right now, but when I was doing my notes for this show, I started going through and writing some certain things down, and it just, kicking a beach ball in your face because they think it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Or
Throwing
I
your-
misplaced my key and he found it, and I was walking into my store because I thought maybe it's in my store, and he whipped it at me and hit me in the shoulder blades. It's so funny. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And that sort of shit seeps in like poison. Like,
Yeah, I've
Okay,
never
well,
had
well,
food
what-
thrown at me
why do people buy into that though? I mean, without getting too deep into it, you and I didn't talk for a little while, and that was a controlling thing where this person should have not been intimidated. But I don't know if it was intimidation is the right word,
Right.
but he shouldn't have.
He was extremely handsome, young, truck driver. Like, he had everything that he thought he needed to have for a woman. Why would he be threatened by my friendship with Michael? Somebody that I have always
MJ.
only ever been friends with. Like,
because deep down on the inside,
Because they're
they
insecure.
don't. Yeah, they don't think that they're worth
Narcissists
anything.
are highly insecure people. Like they kind of do the whole fake it till you make
Yeah,
it.
they mirror
do
you.
that.
All of a sudden, he liked vintage and he liked this and he liked that because I was into it. When you fall in love with a narcissist, you're actually just falling in love with all of your good qualities and you just don't know it.
So in that way, they help you though, because then you're like, I'm fucking awesome.
well, I'm not yet. I'm not
You'll
so.
get there. You'll get there. But you know what? what? Yeah, like literally,
But he would say stuff like to me, like what towards the end, he's like, he looks at me, he's like, "You're so young," and I'm like, "What are you trying to say? Like, are you like jabbing me about my age? Because we all know I'm not young. Like, what are you trying to say?"
yeah.
I'm just trying to make you feel good. I'm like, I felt fine. Like,
Yeah, you could say like you're so beautiful, or
which he did all the time. Like he was, like that was like an odd thing. Like he complimented me so much all the time, but just the control.
yeah, it takes
Down
so
to the
many
point where I
different
couldn't even feel
forms.
comfortable going to my mom's for a day or two without him. My mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't go with my friends. Like my friends, I would go over to my gay best friends who lived literally next door to me, and he would call, and not just call, but FaceTime me like at least once an hour. I want to see, hey, who's there? Hi, everybody. He wants to make sure that I'm where I said I was.
Did you recognize that behavior like right away?
No,
And how long did it take?
a long time. And my friends were talking about it. Like, Ronnie finally like chewed my ass when I called him, broke down. You know, he's like, once a month I go to a board meeting and everybody asks, "How's Shrisha?" And I'm like, "I think she's all right." And then he said the fucking thing. He said, "I'm just afraid that you're gonna be the next Gabby Petito.
What?
Your mom's gonna be calling me because she hasn't been able to get a hold of you, and I'm gonna have to go next store and find your body."
Right, and it's a fine line
Or
because
did that wake your ass up, or did you keep staying?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for another 2 throwdowns on my ass. And I realized it was going from like plates being thrown across the house and shit knocked off a dresser. Now I'm getting knocked on my ass. And that gal that died here in town was because she got in a fight with her boyfriend in a parking lot, and he shoved her, and she fell down on her ass and busted her head.
mm-hmm.
And I was like,
and that's kind of a difficult thing because sometimes in a new relationship, in the first few months, you do kind of lose track of your other friends because you're so into each other.
It's called
and
didactic withdrawal. It's an actual thing where you just you're so into that other person, you want to spend all your free time with that person, getting to know that person, everything about that person. And that's a natural part of couple bonding. But when it's tinged with, if you want to talk to him so much, why don't you just go be with him? Don't want to be with
See,
him. I want to be with you.
I set the ground rules right away. And I'm like with Snow, and I'm like, look, this is my friend, and I am not giving that up.
Yeah.
You got absolutely nothing to worry about, but I'm not gonna give that up. And for the most part, I've been lucky that most of the people I've dated have become friends with Snow, and they're actually better friends with Snow afterwards than me.
Well, and like you're saying, that's part of a normal process of a healthy relationship. But in a healthy relationship, once you get past that initial, infatuation
want to know
to
your
a degree,
friends.
they want to know your friends. They want to know your family.
And the only person that he ever really liked and like had any kind of relationship with was my mom, which is the strange thing because he knew that my relationship with my mom's always been strained.
Calculated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Make friends with the mom, then they can team up on you.
Yeah, triangulation.
Aaron hasn't had to deal with any of this.
I'm just watching this and going,
Although you had dealings with my narcissist.
But
no,
it went
I'm
so
like,
bad
this
for
is
her.
so fascinating.
It was-
And it's a story that I don't think a lot of people don't understand.
And like Leo was saying, like everybody thought I was so on top of everything. Like I was in control of shit. I ran shit. And then most of my relationships, I did run shit,
I can't write it from a guy's point of view, but if I found a woman writer who could, not here in Kingman, but along the other places where I've picked up tons of magazines, which probably just drop off and like different expectations, like, holy shit, this is a problem.
It's a huge
It was
problem.
insidious for me. Like I felt like I did the whole like, okay, well, I have my abandonment issues and he's got this, so I gotta kind of understand what he's doing, give him a little bit of space. He's coming out of some bad situations, and then throw in the psychology major on top of it, and I'm like, okay, well, there might be some pathology here at play as well, so like really gotta kind of pay attention to what's going on. And I just gave way too many passes in the beginning, to the point that when I tried to course correct,
It's too late.
oh no, that was a major fight. Like even me just saying, hey, in a very calm, rational manner, because I'm old. I don't want to scream. I don't want to yell. All the shit that's getting broke is mine. Like I'm not trying to break shit, and it would become a big old, I'll just dip. I'll just go. I'll just leave.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, that's not what please don't go. That's not what I'm trying to do, and then I end up, begging him to stay over his bad behavior.
Yeah.
I always had this thing in relationships, which has failed miserably the last few years, was my uncle told me never go to bed angry.
Mm-hmm.
And he was married to
Stay up and fight. It's a quote.
His wife were married for 75 years. And
Wow.
and they would bicker all the time, but it was kind of a playful bantering. But I always believed that, and always at the end of the day, I would be able to talk out. If I'm upset about something, you talk it out, you at least throw it out there until, and the person that I'm dressing would be a fight every month. Then it was every 2 weeks. Then it was a couple times a week. Then it got to be every night, and it was the same fight. And I'm like, didn't we already resolve this? No. And it got to the point where I'm at my own house and I'm sleeping in my car.
Yeah, see, we never fought. It was either he would leave the house, leave the room, and pretend to be asleep. Like 2 seconds after talking, all of a sudden he's dead ass asleep in the bed. Like, you don't hear me. And because I wasn't trying to argue, it was, I feel XYZ. I don't like it when XYZ. Or literally, we would be sitting next to each other and I would try to address something and he would literally stare at the wall. No response. And I would be like, I was like, babe, look, I'm like, you're doing it right now. This is the disrespectful, not even nothing, just like catatonic, staring at the wall, no fucking emotion at all. Until I would lose my temper and I would go outside, calm down, smoke a cigarette, cry a little bit, come back in, asleep. Every damn time.
See, I can't go to sleep like that.
No, he wasn't actually asleep. It was just a way to not deal with the situation.
Yeah, avoidance.
The constant cheating and all that. So
See, I don't know for sure that mine was cheating, but I wouldn't doubt it because he accused me every fucking day of cheating on him. And again, man was very handsome and young and, like strong, made me feel safe, all the things that a woman wants, I'm like, why would I cheat on you? Like, I'm not a cheater, never been a cheater. Like, I'm almost 50. Why would I start now? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
People that do
And
that
every day, and like to the point of making me like let him smell me and shit, like that bad.
and people who
Because you have to
do
prove yourself.
right, people who do the constant like questioning of somebody. I had a friend in high school, complete narcissist. Like I'm the only one of our friends that will not talk to her. But she used to do that. She used to accuse all of the dudes that she was dating at the same time of all cheating on her. And we all knew the drill. I mean, we were like, yeah, you have like 5 boyfriends, like you're the cheater. Like you're the one doing this.
Do you not see?
But she would do that. Like it was like
But if you don't admit it,
trying to keep all of them in line.
And that's part of why I didn't talk to like anybody with a boy name. Like he fucking went off on me one day. We were going to Vegas and then to my mom's in St. George. He got out of the car with his son in my car and wouldn't get back in, was not going to go anywhere with me because Dusty messaged me. And he thought Dusty was a dude.
Jeez.
Well,
you're better off.
Stupid. Yeah, he's stupid.
I thought I was going to die for like 8 months.
Like,
and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's like withdrawing from drugs.
It is 100% like withdrawing from drugs.
It's
Yeah.
physically it hurts.
Yeah, you
And I was covered in bruises, like, all the time.
Well, you don't
Because he
want
was
that.
manhandling me.
No.
Like,
Yeah, and you
not
don't
that he
want
was
that. Like,
necessarily
you're way
beating
better
me, but
off.
he was like, and then he'd be
yeah,
like,
but the
"Where'd you
brain
get that
doesn't
bruise?"
understand that. The brain doesn't. Not yet.
Sorry, you get like all weak
Right.
on you.
It's all right. No,
But
that's
and there's a lot of shame, like, because I was a strong woman, and I'm like, how did I get here?
We all do
It's
it.
such a
We all
short
do
time.
it though.
Yeah.
I mean, in my last relationship, as you know, that I was
it's
myself.
hurtful, and you think you're going crazy, and then they tell people that you're crazy.
And he could like read my mind. I'm not kidding. And like everything that I usually hate about dudes, I loved about him. Like, and it just like I feel like he's like I really felt like he was my person, and then to have him just be so cruel.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what it is. It's the heartless and the cruelty. Like, you would never treat somebody that way.
Never.
I wouldn't treat
Not
my
even
worst
my worst-
enemy
Right.
that way.
Yeah.
But without getting all too scientific, this was sort of one thing that really set off like my real true healing journey was from a licensed therapist on TikTok.
Mhm.
So when you're in these types of relationships, and this is exactly why it's like a drug. So you're on edge, you're on eggshells, you're always worried about what's going to happen. You're stressed, you're anxious. Okay. Your brain is releasing cortisol. That's your fight or flight. That's your stress hormone. It has been proven, like physiologically, that if you are in that situation for a long time, it actually physically shrinks the hippocampus in your brain,
Yeah.
which controls short-term memory and learning. So you're already questioning your own self-worth and your sanity. Now you're having a hard time focusing, remembering correct details, because your hippocampus is literally shrinking because there's too much cortisol in the brain. Then it like compounds the am I crazy?
When you start picking on your, you can't remember anything.
Yeah.
Once you become self-aware of that, though,
That's crazy.
are your red flags going to be up in the next relationship that you're in?
Absolutely.
Do you think so? Do you think you'll be more self-aware the next time?
I don't know, because like the way that I look at things a lot now is like I have 5 years left, so I'm like, I'm fucking leaving.
You're failing.
You get to leave Kingman soon?
Leave Kingman, leave the country.
Yeah, I might just leave the whole United States. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Once my
So
dogs pass, I don't know if I'm staying.
sometimes I don't care. Like, sometimes I get like that where like I don't care about all the things that I know about that, because like you do get lonely in a place like Kingman, you know? Like it's not.
It's definitely not a
It's
dating
not
hotspot.
Yeah. And so you're kind of like, I guess you naturally let your guard down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do
But-
I want to date some woman that's screaming at school board meetings? No. I mean,
Right?
that's
Do I even want to like,
Date.
do I even like want to get in a typical like relationship anyway? Like, not just be like,
Well,
you know,
I think
well,
that-
we can hang out, you know?
I think after a relationship ends, I know I'm at this point myself, is
I just
I-
need to shit.
I just need a break from it.
Right. Yeah.
Where
I'll
it's
give
just
you
like-
$1 for a shot of that fucking wine right now.
You can have a shot of that one, right?
All right, Steph can't listen to this episode.
Like, you just.
No.
I think you
No
just
wine.
should go into like focusing more
The
on
Thunderbird
yourself and
or
like trying
what
to
is
sit
it?
there and focus on the things that you really want out of life, or something
I
that
don't
you
even
want
know
to do.
anymore. That's how good
Right.
this guy was. Like, I don't even like.
Give yourself a year.
Right.
Ronnie's like, I don't like
Yeah.
this version of Trisha. I'm like, I don't
You
even
know.
know who I am without context, without his context.
So yeah, so you need to get back into discovering yourself then. Like,
Yeah.
and being like, you know what? I was so blinded by this person, and I got into like what his interests were, what he wanted to do. I need to get back into the things that make me happy that I like to do and focus on that.
I think I gave you that, off this shit. I think I gave that advice. Hey, take time to.
Like,
yeah, and I'm giving this advice to so many women, like the women, not Snow. Not Snow. You know the girl from Green Day. You know that
yes.
one. That one. She would constantly go through these relationships time and time
she
again.
got mad at me at that show.
Yeah, and
I was like, "Come on, let's go."
But anyway,
you see that crowd, asshole? You want to get lost?
Anyway, she went from asshole to asshole, and my advice was always like, "Look, you gotta give yourself time. You gotta give yourself a break. You gotta step away from it for at least 6 months."
Yeah.
Before you
Well,
get
I was
afraid
the
to
strongest,
feel.
healthiest before him. Like, how long was I wasn't fucking with nobody or trying to get in a relationship.
No,
for a
since
long
I knew
time
you.
before.
Since I knew you.
Figure out good toppings for pizzas, and we can do a pizza cook-off. Like, research on some of that. That was kind of a joke, but you know how, like, we make pizzas?
Yeah.
Well, I got the Honda Killer
Don't-
box
Thing
I've
now.
opened,
Don't
so I'm just
you
waiting
feel
for
bad that
somebody
we
who wants
didn't
the Honda Killer
prepare
with me.
something tonight?
I know.
We have guests and we didn't
If
prepare
I would
anything.
have had more time and gotten off work even earlier than I did, then yeah.
It gets exhausting. We'll trying to cook, then do this.
I have some really good
You
ideas,
work
though,
normal jobs,
for pizzas.
like 9 to 5 jobs, kind of things.
Yes. I've been
fuck
back
is
to work
that
since
like?
June. Well, you work at 12 hours a day on that ship.
Not right now.
Not
I
right
don't want to
now, but
interrupt.
Yeah,
but you're
cruise
like,
ship
oh.
hours are brutal.
And you're coming from your job and
I don't work a day in my life.
enjoy it. And
Yeah, she's her
What do you
own
do?
boss.
now see if I could get paid for this shit, that would be the bomb.
You can.
that's kind
Well,
of what I'm
Your
doing
real job's
right
getting in
now.
the way.
Well, yeah, but I know. Damn Joe Rogan.
Fucking Joe Rogan.
Fucking Joe Rogan. Fucking. I'm gonna get
Put him
100
on the
million
show,
years
Joe.
from Spotify.
Rogan and his
We
steroids.
are-
Joe Rogan and his fucking horse drugs.
I call him. I was like Joe Rogan and his steroids. He always used to act like he was on steroids. Like
You know who we
did
do
the
need on this
UFC
show?
thing.
It'll never happen. I mean, sorry, but Gary V.
Who?
Gary V.
Who's Gary Vee?
Gary Vee. Why do
Y'all
I know
have
that?
home-
I guess that's why
Why
we're
do
not
I
popular.
know that?
Yeah.
Why do I know that name
He
though?
is,
Gary Vee.
I mean, he's an entrepreneur. He does a lot of motivational speaking, especially for young people. And he goes yard selling, and he goes live with his yard sales.
I will invite him on.
I'll invite him on.
Hey, we had
That name
I'll send him
sounds
a message.
familiar. Gary Vee.
we had Jim Brewer commented on our
Really?
show.
Hell yeah.
You never saw that?
No.
Jim Brewer?
Yes.
The guy that does the Trump guy.
Goat Boy
Goat Boy, yes.
Yeah.
from Saturday Night Live. That's how I remember him.
The Trump guy, the first one.
Right.
You know?
And also the guy from
Trey
Saturday Night
Crowder.
Live. Mom, I'm going camping. It's like to
Jackie-
go smoke weed.
Jackie, the joke man Martland, made fun of me.
Yeah.
Did he really? No
Yeah.
More
way.
so you than me.
You didn't see
I didn't
that?
see it, but
You-
I know who Jack the. Yes.
Yeah.
You're already famous.
Yeah.
He's still on AOL.
Yeah. He's on the AOL
Jackie,
because we were making fun
remember?
of him.
He was
Yeah.
like,
So is there any
Contact
me,
Get
Jack.
their shit straight? Because supposedly he's out there fixing himself so we can get back together. There's.
No.
What?
What?
Oh, excuse me.
I didn't catch that part. What was that?
I was asking Leah if there's ever any hope for the narcissist.
No,
No.
that will never change. If they wanted to, they would.
No, yeah, because you cannot. I know.
They don't think there's anything wrong with them.
Yeah,
What is
I-
there to change?
I know from my situation with that one. Yeah, she's perfect, and everything was my fault, and that's why I kept on having the same fight over and over
Right.
again.
she was
Once in a while.
weird one though, because it was like she didn't realize that she was the narcissist. Like she always,
Right, because she posts constantly about narcissists.
always posts about narcissists, and I'm always like, well, I mean, we're not friends anymore, but she would be like, I'm like, how does she not get that she
Yeah.
was the narcissist? Like,
Social media, you can be whatever you want to be.
I know.
Someone in the so my ex, I broke up with him, but he broke up with me. He ghosted me, and then like 4 days after he ghosted me, I was like, "Get your fucking shit and get the fuck out."
Yeah, my guy still got shit at my house, dude.
Yeah, throw
Like,
it in
you need to get
the
your
in the
shit.
street.
Pack it up
Yeah,
and
he's
leave
not
it on the
around.
porch.
He's not around. He's on.
That's
he's
my
on a
one
truck.
regret was not lighting all of his shit on fire.
He's on a truck.
What's ghosting?
Yeah,
And
but
it's his son's shit. He's got most of his shit.
Oh, he left all
Then
of his
give
daughter's
it-
stuff, everything I
can
ever
you
bought
give
her.
it to his mom?
Yeah, that's. I might be driving to Bakersfield this weekend and taking this shit.
Yeah, just get it out of your house so you don't have to look at it.
Yeah.
'cause it's painful.
Yeah, it is super painful.
No, it is painful, yeah.
It feels like bad mojo in those rooms. His stuff.
You know, I've always been able to get over things pretty quickly. You know, like, okay, well, just move on to the next one.
But I usually get closure. I usually get
Yeah.
Well,
breakup.
yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, ghosting is the worst because there was no closure, so that one still fucks with me a lot.
What's ghosting?
Oh no, I was
Just
ghosted
disappeared.
on the day I had surgery. I had lipo 360 and a BBL. Looked like I got hit by a truck from here to here, all the way around. And
What
that
the
was the
hell?
day he decided to bounce. And he was back living with his ex 2 weeks later. And I was bringing this up because we were talking about social media. So yes, naturally, I stalked them all on social media for a while. And one of the people who was part of this circle in the family of the ex literally jumped me in December at the post office downtown Kingman, and we brawled like white trash in front of the
What
post
the
office.
hell?
I remember this
Shitty one
story.
right down
Yeah. And then she
Across from
is
the bus
posting
stop.
like, if you can be anything, be kind. And I was like,
Yeah,
bitch,
but that-
you sucker punched me at the post office.
How is that kind?
Yeah, see, that's the one good thing I have is like all his people are not in Kingman. He only made a couple of friends, and he usually fought with them if I came around. So fucking weird. And then
Well, that's good because the one that I was seeing that was like that, she was down at the art hub thing.
yeah, I know.
And that drove me crazy. I'm like, this is my town. You leave.
Yeah. I walked by her when she works for somebody here downtown that I guess I shouldn't say, but she definitely should not be fighting. But she is around downtown. And I walked by her one day in the alley and I just kept walking and she just kept walking. But that was my exact thought. I was like, this is my alley, bitch. This is my corner.
Yeah, he even said something like, "It's your town." I'm like, well,
Yeah, it
Bakersfield's
is.
your town. I ain't gonna be
Once you
rolling
go.
up into there.
Yeah.
Like that guy's like, "You should come visit me in Bakersfield." I'm like, "You're not smart for anybody involved." Like,
Ew, no.
all it would take is him seeing you or some dude.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah.
You're looking like you had a thought there.
I kind of think that interview took more to the story that you were trying to do.
What story am I trying to do?
Well, the podcast.
Oh,
It's your show, man. It's your
I didn't say anything for a long
It's
time.
our
'cause I
show,
said
man.
this
It's
is
your
gonna
show.
change.
it's our show.
But after talking about it, it makes me kind of accountable. Like I can't just easily like slip back into that relationship now that I've shared the nastiness with my people. Like, because now everybody's gonna be looking at me like, well, really?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that goes for anything.
But the
that
pride
goes-
can help you to a degree. You know, you're feeling shame because of your pride, because you're like, I'm a strong bitch, I'm blah, blah, blah. 7 times on average, people go back to their abusers. 7 times is the average. Do you know how many times this motherfucker cheated on me? Nothing was ever said about it. He slept with my best friend. Next weekend, he's back in my bed. Never had a fucking conversation about it.
How can you not?
Just shut your mouth so he stays around. 4.5 years.
Yeah, my ex like totally abused my brand new fucking house, like, and I tried like saying stuff at the beginning, and anytime he was like gonna help clean, it was a fight, and I was just like, fuck it. I got to the point where I was like, if I can't beat him, fucking join him. I was living in fucking filth, like at the end, and that's not me at all,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
My car, like the car that's broke down, I got a new car. My old car is fucking disgusting. Like, I'm embarrassed because that's how he lives.
Yeah.
You don't have any respect.
He
for
lived in my
anything.
house for 2.5 years.
Didn't
Never
pay you anything?
Not a dime.
Amen. Same thing.
But this bitch didn't say, hey. I mean, I shouldn't have to. A good man would be like, oh, I live here.
Here's some money.
Yeah.
For stuff. Even if there is, like, mine was like, you don't pay rent. So fucking what? I work for that. That's my parents. I get my fucking ass rode all the time in exchange for this.
Yeah.
Like, you should be contributing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I don't know. I mean, that just shows character. I mean, I took somebody, the ghost one, to Sedona, and we had an amazing 3 or 4 days out
I
there.
took him there for my
And then-
paid for everything.
Then we get back and boom, nothing,
And we
gone.
went for drugs the whole time because that's what we wanted to do. Oh, sorry, I thought that.
It's all right. It's good. It's good to talk about it. I know that, like, my friends.
For my fucking birthday.
Yeah.
That I paid for.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, this is what this podcast is. Partly, it's just a therapy session.
Look at me, I'm sinking lower and lower.
Sit up straight, bitch. Put your shoulders back.
Hold
Flush
your-
it down a bottle.
Stick
Hold
Sit
your
down.
head high,
That's right.
because
And
you're
I'm still,
back.
like, just wanting
Head
to know,
up.
why?
Yeah.
How can you just not talk to me? Like, how can you just like leave shit in my house and not make any plans to come get it? Like,
But sometimes you'll never.
Because he thinks you'll just keep it there
Yeah.
for him when he feels
When
like
he's
coming
ready.
back and getting it. And you need to be like, no,
Yeah.
this is my motherfucking house. You don't
Yep.
get to make any rules.
Got to establish
Anymore.
those boundaries.
Yep. It's hard, dude. It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, we all. Well, I don't know about you, but the rest of us, I know we've all done it.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been in your position
Take it
before.
back. Take it back. Keep your mouth
Traveling
shut.
position? Traveling? Like,
Yeah.
no, I try to, like, I live out of a duffel bag right now.
When do you go back?
I don't know yet. Just know that I would not do that. Going, God, we've had this great relationship right now and it's been awesome. And I'm just doing everything we can.
But see, the difference is
See ya.
you have empathy, though it's a trait that a lot of people, especially into
And you can't understand it if you don't. Like, how can
Yeah.
you not have empathy?
whatever we're going through right now.
and I like sit here and start like, I did so much for you. And
Yeah.
fucking
Oh no, believe me, I go through that during this whole fiasco.
Okay.
Hey, you know these mics pick up the whispers too.
That's fine. I'm just saying, and it doesn't make it any easier. It might make it harder.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fucking uphill trek.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps any
Hey.
or not.
Hey, and this isn't going to help 6 months in, and I'm still struggling with it
Dude,
too.
I already had suicidal
It-
tendencies
it gets-
before the fucking
It gets
shit.
better though. And suicidal tendencies, then you pick up the phone and you call one of us, and
Mhm.
you call a friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've all been there, and we still
Because you don't want to die. You just want to stop hurting.
we might still go through
Yeah,
it.
and that fucker ain't worth that.
Yeah.
I never
Exactly.
really wanted to, like, kill
Not
myself
what
or
I've
die.
heard.
I just wanted to stop feeling demolished, worthless.
Or you just don't want to deal with it, period.
Yeah, I wanted
You
to
know,
just
you're
turn it
just
off
like,
for a minute.
Just
Yeah,
leave me
Just make it
alone.
stop.
just shut off these voices
Yeah.
in my head for a few minutes.
How
Right.
how did you tune in to begin with? That's kind of where I start with abusive relationships is, I know I'm slurring my speech.
Well,
Is why did I get into this?
well,
Uh,
why do you get into an abusive relationship? That's kind of you just get there and you don't realize it, and maybe you want to help fix this person. You see where they're broken, and you think you can do something. That there's something that you're attracted to this person. But a lot of it though,
Usually.
a lot
train wreck, like
and a lot of it is because we have empathy. Is we see that it's not their fault that they're like this. It's whatever they've been through in the upbringing, and a lot of chances, And we kind of like, oh, I empathize with that. Maybe I can help them. And
But it's not your
Flat on
fault
your face.
what happened to you, but it is your responsibility. You are now an adult,
Mm-hmm.
and people are
You
coming
can't
to you
keep writing
saying
that.
XYZ is a problem over and over and over, and you refuse to take
Yeah.
accountability for it.
right, you should be
You
able
don't get to keep writing the excuses
Yeah.
when you're an adult. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
leave you
Yeah.
broken people in your
Yeah.
wake.
I mean, I was abused as fuck. I got emancipated at 15.
yeah,
I don't treat people like shit.
I know.
Well, that's empathy. And the point I was trying to get at before is that's the big problem in this country is there's a large chunk, and I'm not saying left or right, there's a large chunk of people that don't have empathy for others. We're very selfish. We're a very selfish society. on
It's the whole world, too. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, yeah, all
not
over the world.
Not
But-
just a United States problem.
But this goes back to the Superman thing, truth, justice, and American way. They dropped that because of the perception that the United States must have right now, as we are a very selfish society. That's probably why they did that. And then we won't dig too deep into this.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Not right
politics
now, but I
aside,
get ya.
glorifying bully mentality, it just doesn't, that's not the move.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Touch on politics for just a second, and this gets to the point, is Colin Powell passed away from COVID a couple days ago.
Right.
Okay, and everybody was kind of being like, I didn't agree with what he did in Iraq with the weapons of mass destruction and all that, but I do realize this guy was a Vietnam veteran. He did 2 tours. He did what he thought was best for the country, and I do have some respect for that. I have some respect for the man, even though I don't agree with what he did in Iraq. But then you have a certain ex-president who comes out today and says, well, yeah, he was once a rhino, always a rhino, but hey, may he rest in peace. That's exactly what's wrong with society, is that...
You were done.
That
Not
He was a fucking Democrat until Obama.
he's treated like a god. He's a Christ-like figure to half the population, and he has those kind of statements.
Yeah.
That's
a problem.
Control over.
They're supposed to be public servants.
I'm not saying that he is the problem. I think he is the product of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like the problem was
He
there.
knows that that's what
Good
his
line.
base wants to hear. They want to hear
Yeah.
shit like that, and he's an entertainer. Even though he's a shitty one, in my opinion, I don't think he's a great one, but that's what he is.
Yeah.
That's what he
And
does.
that frequency that people have been wanting to hear for years and years and years, and they got it. They're like, we're on it.
Yeah.
We're on it now.
And it's all
It's
anger. And
What the fuck, man?
And who knows where the anger comes from.
And it doesn't need to be that way. One of my very best friends is Trump train. That's fine.
Yeah.
We have very good discussions. She's extremely against abortion. Neither here nor there. We have very different ideas on a lot of things. We have very similar ideas on a lot of things. We have conversations. And that doesn't need to become an argument. Nobody's trying to convince anybody of anything. We're just talking about, things that are going on in society or whatever. And then we just go back to pricing our vintage clothing.
Yeah,
It's not a competition.
I think a lot of people can do that, and they can have conversations about it. Because I have a lot of conservative friends, and they...
And that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's cool, whatever. I don't know. I guess we'll just leave it on that, because we're not going to solve anything
No.
tonight.
Right.
But thank you guys all for coming on. I think it's time for some more Colin Kaepernick change the world ice cream.
Right?
You know what? You know what that ice cream?
Let's change the world
It's
through
delicious.
ice cream.
I
You know
like
what?
it.
You know what it tastes like? It tastes like Tucker Carlson's tears. It's so sweet.
So sweet and creamy.
Who thought that his tears would taste so good?
I realized after I named my dog that I was like, oh, what was I thinking?
You named your dog Tucker?
Tucker, yes.
I
You could
mean,
say
it's not too late.
It's after the Tucker
Does
and
somebody
Man
have
in His
shots
Dream,
of
the guy
anything
with the
we can
automobiles.
describe
Just say you named him after
Tucker?
him.
I
Isn't there a
definitely didn't name
Tucker?
him after Carlson. But
In the incredible journey, there might be a Tucker.
he's
Yeah.
so cute. He really likes Tucker.
You can't condemn all Tuckers just
Yeah, it's not
because of
their fault.
one guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tucker Carlson has some good points somewhere deep down.
He can sit.
I'm just waiting for the guy to go.
All right. Well, Aaron.
Just kidding. I'm not Tucker Carlson anymore.
Aaron needs to go pee-pee night-night.
Aaron needs to get home and get back on the ship. God, we didn't even touch on the Afghanistan thing and your thoughts about that.
Not
But
tonight.
there's an article on this in the Standard that you wrote, which was pretty good.
And she's like,
On it.
yeah.
Tricky.
Fuck
Thank
off.
you coming on. Hey, I don't think we've made anybody cry before.
I know. That's what I was saying.
Get
I
it,
think
girl.
That's the first time.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it gets real. This is therapy. You're among friends. And
Hopefully
we're-
it got some stuff out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll
And-
help somebody else out there.
And
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah.
and not even when these things are on, you can always call any of us and talk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we all go through it. Each and every one of us. We've all been there in the recent future.
Yeah.
We don't use the past.
Keep it going.
Yeah. Keep going. Leah, a couple more plugs.
Come shop Gracie's Vintage.
Yeah.
Shameless plugs. Yeah, Christmas is coming, guys. I have lots of cool shit, toys, and I'm Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 6. And follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
And the TikTok,
Gracie's
yes.
Vintage.
Follow her on TikTok,
Follow
guys.
me.
I know.
If I
gonna
get
have
it
to
All
follow her.
all the
Hi.
inspirational stuff on there,
Yes.
which is what we need.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need more uplifting shit. We try to be uplifting on this podcast some of the time.
I'm gonna follow you on
Yeah.
TikTok.
I
Now
have
that
a
I
personal
canceled
as
Facebook.
well. I'll
Sorry.
give you
Oh,
the
go
I'm
down
still
the
on there.
TikTok rabbit hole. I held
No.
out. I'm like, nah.
Do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
TikTok's
30 minutes.
awesome.
I did.
Get on 30 minutes.
And you know what? My
You'll
first
feel
follow.
better.
My first follow was Leah.
See? I'm gonna show you the video. I'm gonna show you a video after
Yeah.
this. That's funny. It's about
Yeah.
being old and being on TikTok.
Yeah, and we should start our reality redemption TikTok. We'll do like 2-minute podcasts.
We should. They're a minute.
No,
Minute.
you can do up to 3 minutes now.
Oh,
so we'll
okay.
do 2
I
minutes.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 minutes of
Yeah.
inspiration
Yeah.
instead of an hour and a half.
Everybody deserves a shot at redemption.
Yeah. Hey. And quick plug for the Ghost Walk.
Oh yeah, the Ghost Walk. So it's gonna be this Friday and Saturday. The Ghost Walk historic play. I'm in it.
Same
Come
characters
watch.
last year.
Yes, reprise the role.
Do you,
And
do,
then
doing
it's
the-
next Friday and Saturday too.
do you get to the fall better this year? Do you
I
tuck
have
and
so
roll?
many bruises. I don't even want to talk
Are they
We all-
about it.
doing the thriller?
We all have bruises.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
good.
by your store.
I know.
That's where they
Every
do it.
year.
I
I
know.
love it.
I know. I'm thinking that maybe next year I'll go be a thriller dancer instead. Less bruises.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's this weekend and next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
This
show
weekend,
times
Friday,
are-
Saturday, 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, and then a 9:30 if needed.
And where can they get tickets?
I think online. I think they buy them online, or they can come like the day of the show and they can buy them there. But I don't know how many they have left.
Could they go to the art hub to get them? Is it
I
the art
don't
part, or is
know.
it Beale Street Theater?
We
Could they get them?
we didn't go through we didn't
Anyway.
do rehearsals at
Anyway,
Art Hub.
I guess go to Beale Street Theater's Facebook page and you'll know the information that because I didn't know I was going to do this plug. So,
I didn't either, so I'm
yeah.
not prepared.
yeah, that's the story of our lives. We're not
Yeah.
prepared.
Right?
All right, we'll wrap this up, say goodbye, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.